Um, what would I want people to know about homelessness? I would say that it doesn't discriminate. Anybody could be found in this situation. It doesn't matter what color you are, what type of money you used to have, where you come from. Anybody could be at that spot in their life. That's what's kind of like helped me even look at it differently. Me being in this situation, I never thought I'd be in this type of situation, because of how I was at a point in time. Still, I am very ambitious, so, it doesn't discriminate. So always next time you see somebody on the street, you should look at that person as yourself somewhat. Well, how would you want people to look at you or perceive you if that were you? Because you don't know what that person went through. Even if you believe that, hey, this person, because a lot of people, they believe like, hey, this person deserves that. Maybe they should get a job, stuff like that. But it's not always that simple. So just always think about it. You know what I'm saying? Make it personal. Even if it's not personal to you. Like you walk past, you see somebody, you may not know that person from a can of paint, but just try to somehow find it in you to say, hey, what can I do to make this person's life a little bit better? Maybe it's just $1. Could be an apple. I've given people literal granola bars. But when you're homeless, you realize like, hey, I have nothing. A granola bar is better than nothing. A single dollar could go far when you have nothing. So I would say just to understand it doesn't discriminate. The biggest problem I would say the homeless youth face today, in all honesty, I would say it's remaining positive. When I first came out here, I was working, doing my thing, right? I even had a job at a point. But, at a certain point, things happened and it left me in a position where I'm around other people who are just like me, right? Which I feel like just kind of, no matter how positive a person is, it starts to weigh you down at a certain point. If you're in a negative area around negative people all day doing negative things, when you haven't really fully come to cope with even being at peace with the things you've done in the past. You know what I'm saying? So you may have a negative past and you're trying to grow from that into a positive person, but then you're in this environment now where you're in the process of growing into that person, but here you are around people who are just like who you used to be. So I would say that's probably the hardest part, at least for me, just trying to be positive, you know what I'm saying, move forward, you know what I'm saying, see different things and enjoy the city fully. I think that it's that people feel, like I said before, that people are just lazy, that they don't want better, that they're not willing to do anything to make their lives better. It's sometimes it's just the timing of things. Like me, I've been to like so many job interviews in the last few weeks, So it's like when somebody sees me, depending on the day of the week, some days, I'm fresh, I got a new outfit, you know what I'm saying? Just took a shower, a haircut, whatever, right? Stuff like that. You might not even notice that I'm homeless, right? But then there's days where I walk around, I might stink a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Same clothes for a few days, no haircut, right? Somebody might see me, like I said earlier, they might say like, hey, this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's homeless, he's not doing for himself. They don't even know that I just went to 10 interviews in the same week. They're making an assumption, you know what I'm saying? So I would say just next time you, like I said, look at somebody, just try to put yourself in their shoes and understand that, maybe they are trying. Oh, I became what I was like voluntarily, to be honest. I was depressed. I was depressed for like a few months. Me and my ex had broke up, and I was just like in a really bad spot, really like dark space. Like I never been that depressed before ever in life, right? When I came, I had my car. The first 2 months I was here, I lived in my car. I was in Jersey, right? But I would come to the city like every day, go to Times Square, stuff like that. I met a few people, went to a few programs, I found out about a few different places. But at that time, when I was homeless in my car, I had money, you know what I'm saying? I just got my taxes back like a day after I came out here. I came out here with like $100, and then I got here, I only had 40. So I didn't really have much when I got here, but then like the next day, I got like $3,000 worth of like back taxes and stimulus money, right? So the first 2 months I was living in my car, but I got that money, I'm working, you know what I'm saying? So I was enjoying life, doing everything. I was on a high horse, right? But when September, October hit, that's when like I really like got hit, like yo. Cause then on top of that, it wasn't just the fact of me not really having money, it was the fact that I didn't have a job either. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been looking for a job since that time. It's just I don't want to settle for less. I got certain things that I want to do, certain goals that I would like to achieve that cost certain amounts of money for me to do. I make music myself, so it's like You know, anybody who records music, who really has an ear for music, knows that, hey, it costs a few $100s to just record. I just need a job, to be honest, you know, something where I can go and work a lot of hours and I'll be good. I don't think I'll be here for long. My mental health has been fucked up since this all has happened. Like, I swear to God. Being homeless in New York, I swear it just fucks with you mentally, because it's not the fact that, for me at least, it's not the fact that I'm homeless and poor, right? Because I'm a very ambitious person, so I don't want to be homeless or poor anywhere. But when you're homeless and poor in a place like New York, you feel like shit. You got all of these different people just spending money all day, looking like money. You just sitting there just like, I wish I could be like, you know what I'm saying? Like right there. You know that based on your work ethic, it's not like I'm a lazy person. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm not willing to work for it. It's just I don't have the opportunity to get it. So I would say that that's like the hardest part, like mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go from like how I was a construction worker like this time last year. I've literally been from poor to rich. Not poor to rich, but you know, I've been from like bottom, up, bottom, bottom, up, bottom, bottom. That's been my whole life for real, you know? Like literally this year I was making money. Last year I was making money. You know, year before that I was broke. You know, this year I'm broke. Next year I might be rich for all we know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be rich next year. Yeah, 100%. Great. Mentally, I think mental health is probably the most important thing when it comes to being homeless to focus on, or you know, try to make your way through. Since I've been homeless, I've gotten help from a few people, right? In New York, I've gotten help from, you know, like the drop-ins, you know, they've been the people that have helped me the most, I would say. The door, of course. But as far as like people, I ain't gonna lie, nobody, except my mom. I love my mom, yeah. My mom has helped me out a lot. My mom and my brothers. My mom and my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Those are the people that help me out the most as far as, you know, financially. But mentally though, like I got like other brothers, you know, who aren't my blood brothers, you know, who, you know, call and check up on me. You know, we talk a lot, you know. So they've helped me out a lot too. I've been helped a lot too by other homeless, you know, youth, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'm still considered a youth, but you know what I'm saying? Other people at the drop-in, you kind of hear their stories and like where they were at and, you know, where they're going, how they're going about things. It helps you. But yeah, that's what I would say has helped me the most. But being homeless, I mean, bro, you feel like less than. You feel like less than a human. You know what I'm saying? Less than a person. So it's like when you get out of that, I feel like what you went through during that, I don't want to say it, but I feel like I got to make everybody feel that shit. I feel like I got to. And I'm not saying I want to hurt nobody or nothing like that, but I just feel like if you see me like that and you just I don't even want to say allow me, but you see me like that, you ain't offering no help, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't try to help me, you didn't call me, because I mean, it's not about money for me. Sometimes a call is the most important thing you could do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just saying, hey, I believe in you is way more important than any money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's what people need. I walk past homeless people all the time and I just tell them like, hey, look, you know, stay strong, stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Stay safe out here. That could be way more important than money. It's not just about money all the time, you know? So I would say that's the main thing. I mean, just, yeah, it's changed a lot in me, to be honest, but I'm thankful. And, you know, my childhood friends, certain family members, you know, they might remember me for certain things, but as far as what I think I'll actually be remembered for, I don't even think it's the beginning, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you have to be humble in order to get something, because if you get something and you never lived a life without it, you never really appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have a house, nice house, and you never been homeless, you may never fully appreciate that house. You know, honestly, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was a kid, I never fully appreciated anything. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't always have the best of clothes, but I had clothes. You know, I never had the best. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never really had the best of anything, to be honest, but I never had the worst of anything either. You know, like my parents provided enough for me to say that, you know, I had it, and, you know, I just never fully appreciated it. Sometimes you have to go through, like I said, trial and error. You know, you live and you learn. Sometimes the story makes you stronger. Most times it does, so, yeah. I would say, honestly, what we're doing right now, bringing awareness to it. I think that that's probably the biggest thing, you know? Because even though, like, people see it, I don't think they really see it. They physically see it, yeah, but I don't think that, I think that if people actually took some time to really, like, let's say just, because you can see a lot of homeless people out in New York, right? But if you just took the time out of your day and said, hey, let me talk to this homeless person for maybe like 30 minutes, maybe not even 30, maybe just 20 minutes, right? And you really sat down and asked them the questions that you're asking me, you know, you would be surprised at how many of them are actually more than capable of operating in day-to-day society. They're just in a bad spot. Something happened. You don't know what that something is. I met a guy the other day, right, who told me his wife got killed in front of him, and he just can't live with that. Couldn't go back to work after that. Mentally, he could not, you know, and now he lives in a park. You know what he was before all of this happened? He was a doctor. And now he lives in a park, homeless. So I would say that that's the biggest thing to combat homelessness, is stop looking at people as if they're just homeless, like they were born, like they came out of their mother homeless. Everybody has a story. Everybody came from something. Everybody's going somewhere. Being homeless is just a part of the story. It's not the whole story for everyone. So I would say just, you know, learn to just respect people, and not even just homeless people, but just respect people.